Rock says we like words. That has to be one of the stupidest quotes I have ever heard in a movie. It would be like me saying, I like walking. Or somebody saying, I like running. I like moving my hands around. Like, what sense does that make? Welcome to Time About the Movies, everybody. And you can tell we're off to a wonderful start today because we've got 4 movies for September 7th, 2012. We are still in the dumping weeks of the time of the year, of like late August, early September. You get the idea. And boy, this one is definitely one that should have been dumped. It's a CBS film. I mean, what did you think was going to happen? The Words follows a young writer played by Bradley Cooper who finally achieves long sought after literary success. I read that wrong on here. After publishing the next great American novel. There's only one catch. He didn't write it. As the past comes back to haunt him and his literary star continues to rise, Jansen is forced to confront the steep price that must be paid for stealing another man's work and for placing ambition and success above life's most fundamental 3 words. So in this movie, you will have not just Bradley Cooper, but also Zoe Saldana, Olivia Wilde, Jeremy Irons, Ben Barnes, Dennis Quaid, and there's a Family Guy episode that's done this a whole lot better. The one where Brian basically just wrote the most blandest script his book ever, and it became a hit success, and, you know, everything was going great for him, and then he shows up on Bill Maher, with a real-life Bill Maher, and they completely shut him out and make him look like a damn fool. I mean, South Park has done this story, and it's been much better. I mean, there's so many better things you could be doing with a movie like this. I mean, this is a film that is so desperately, hardly trying to get an Academy Award out of these actors, and it's just failing miserably. And like I said, it's a CBS film. CBS films do not look like real movies. They look like bad TV pilots brought to the big screen because, you know, a studio wants to expand their brand and go out and put a movie like this on the big screen thinking it's a real movie. It's not a real movie. It is not a real movie at all. This is a movie that feels like a parody than an actual movie. And I think these directors, I think, are actually friends of Bradley Cooper's too, and I think that was part of the reason why they came on board for this. But no, I'm sorry. This movie is fucking awful, man. This is the literal definition of a movie that is a give us an Academy Award. We don't care how bad our script is. Oscar, please. And the Oscars just say, no, we're not giving it to you because you're fucking stupid. I mean, the movie stopped being believable the moment Olivia Wilde says, I love words. Like, that was the point where it's just like, okay, I can't take this seriously. I can't take this shit seriously at all. I think you get the point here. The movie is bad. The words should be shut the shit down, pretty much, but well, let's go ahead and continue the nightmare, because it only gets worse from here, folks. Let's take a look at Henry Cavill and Bruce Willis starring in The Cold Light of Day.
Light of Day, 31 Mei in de bioscoop.
Oh my god, a plot that is so original and has not been done to death before. Not. Stop me if you've heard this before. The story follows Will, played by Henry Cavill, who finds that his family has been kidnapped by foreign agents searching for a briefcase stolen by his father, Bruce Willis, who forces him to take matters into his own hands to find them. Gee, haven't heard that plot before, except in other movies like Abduction, you know, Target was another one. So many movies where somebody is living their life and they realize that a family member is actually working for a government agency or is actually a spy. Okay, we've seen it done before. Can you do anything different with it? Not this movie. No. We gotta go down all the basic plot points, the basic plot lines, the basic twists and turns that this movie has. And what did you think was going to happen when they put this out there? This is written by the same guy that wrote The Condemned, and also wrote the sequels to not the originals to The Marine, the direct-to-video sequels to The Marine. Yeah. What more do I don't even think I need to tell you anything more about this. This is a terrible movie. This is a movie that is literally, quite literally, a film that was sitting on a shelf for a long period of time, and then somebody saw the news that Henry Cavill was going to be Superman. Well, let's go ahead and get that hype train going now, which makes no sense because the movie's not even out yet, and so they put this out there. It bombed. What do you think was going to happen? Even if you put it out after Man of Steel, it wasn't going to make any money because it's a fucking stupid movie. It's a movie that makes no sense whatsoever. It's a film that has a lack of action, a lack of a good story, wasting all these talented actors in here. You got Sigourney Weaver in here too. Like, it's just, it's dumping season. It's dumping season. That's the only explanation I have for you here. But what more do I even need to say about this? This movie is garbage. The cold light of day. Yeah, you can find better things to do with this. Insert your own. I've lost my train of thought here. I can't think straight because of how terrible these movies are. But now let's get to a terrible movie that's on the level of the Oogie Loves, a movie that's so bad it's actually kind of good. It's called Branded.
Are you willing to go?
We'll do whatever you advise.
Like, what is even happening in this movie? That's what you'll probably be thinking when you watch this. It's just like, what is happening here? It starts off with documentary-style flashbacks showing Misha's rise to a powerful marketing executive. Misha being played by Ed Stoppard, and now in Moscow 2017, 5 years from now, this is what Moscow's going to be like. Misha is a powerful marketing executive working to spread Western brands, and like the businesses he works for, nothing will stop him in the greed. Until the imprisonment and death of an overweight girl undergoing extensive plastic surgery to become skinny, following a vision in which Misha sacrifices a heifer to a god, he begins to receive strange visions depicting the brand's control over people. He returns to work and guided by these visions, Misha attempts to stop the growth of these brands in post-communist Russia by encouraging the brand to attack each other in their advertising campaigns. There is some debate whether Misha believes that the worship of global brands is idolary, and his visions depicting the brands are controlling people, causing them to sin, or whether his belief is the monopoly is evil and his intention to create a Western-style free marketing economy. Do you really give a shit here? I mean, I might have just sold you by showing that bit where the people working for Christopher Plummer are some kind of aliens. I mean, that's literally what this movie is. This movie is so all over the goddamn place. It makes no sense whatsoever, and yet I admire the hell out of it because of how crazy it was. Like, this movie is unbelievably ridiculous. It's a movie that makes no sense. It's a movie that is all over the place. Maybe there would be a good idea in here, a satirical film, kind of like Fast Food Nation was, which really didn't quite work that well. But this movie is primed to be something that Mystery Science Theater 3000 would devour and just rip to shreds. I mean, that's how so bad it's good this movie is. And you got decent talents in here. You got Max von Sydow, you got Jeffrey Tambor, you got Lily Sobieski. You've got decent actors in here, but I really don't think the movie had any idea what they were doing here. I mean, it really just felt like a film that they were literally building as they were putting it together. I mean, like, if you want to do something like this, do something like that short that came out around, I think it was around the same time. It was like I can't remember what it was called now. It was like a billboard, it was like an advertising short film. I should know the name of this. Logorama was what it was called. It was a short film that came out where you basically had this world where all these corporate logos came together, kind of like the equivalent of Toontown and Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and you had this chaotic showdown with a killer Ronald McDonald going on a crime spree, and then for no particular reason, the whole world just collapses into the center of the earth. And there was a more intriguing movie that you could do with branding than this movie here. I mean, this. Oh my god, man, this is a mess of a film, but a fun mess overall. This is definitely right up there with the Oogie Loves as a movie that is so bad it's good. A so bad movie, I can't recommend it, but if you like really bad, so bad it's good movies, and guilty pleasure films, this one's definitely going to be right up your alley. It's that bad of a movie. So there you go, that's Branded for you. So, can we find at least one good movie this week? Well, we have the best movie of the week, but then again, that's not really saying a whole lot with Bachelorette.
We're missing Katie and Jenna. I guess we found Katie.
Like I said, it's the best movie this week. It's not that great of a movie, though. I mean, it's trying, I'll give it that, but you have a story about three best friends, played by Kirsten Dunst, Lizzie Kaplan, and Isla Fisher. Actually, they weren't best friends, but they're troubled women who reunite for the wedding of a friend, played by Rebel Wilson, who was ridiculed in high school. And this is based off of a play, which is basically originally written as one of the original versions of the director Leslie Headland's cycle of Seven Deadly Sins. And you also have a cast that also includes James Marsden, Kyle Bornheimer, Adam Scott. So there's decent talents all across the board in this film, and there is a good idea in here. The problem is it plays it way too safe. It's a movie that is supposed to be this raunchy comedy, supposed to be in the same veins as something like a Bridesmaids, but when you watch the film, you really come to the realization it's just like, this, how do you make an independent raunchy comedy and play it so safe and marketable? Like, I don't even know how you managed to do that, but somehow this movie did that, and boy, does it suffer big time. I mean, the jokes really aren't there. The gross-out humor isn't really that impressive. I mean, this movie makes Bridesmaids look like Citizen Kane by comparison, like one of the greatest comedies of all time. This one really doesn't even try at all. It's a boring film. The jokes aren't landing, and it really does feel like a movie made by somebody who saw Bridesmaids' success and said, I want that success for my movie, but I don't have a script as good, but surely it'll find some success on the indie circuit. But I mean, yeah, it just didn't work. It wasn't funny. It wasn't clever. It was just a okay movie. I won't say it's a bad film, but it should have been a whole lot better, considering the talent they had on board, considering the fact that it's a Will Ferrell, Adam McKay production. Like, you expect a lot more from it, but it's just not here with this film. So it's the best movie we have this week, but then again, it's not saying a whole lot. This has been a really, really bad week for movies, and Bachelorette definitely is a really, really bad film. I just realized as I was cutting out there, I contradicted myself by saying that Bachelorette was a really bad film. It's not a bad film. It's just not a good movie. It's just, you get the idea. Like, I didn't like it, but I don't hate it as much as I hated the other movies. That's what I'm trying to say here. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, that's going to wrap this episode of Time About the Movies up. We'll take a look at some films next week. And we're finally getting into the movies that the studios believe in. Whether or not they're good, we have to decide for ourselves. And certainly not helping is the first film we have here, the latest installment of the never-ending Resident Evil series, Resident Evil Retribution. We also have the 3D re-release of Finding Nemo, essentially being put out so Disney can see if there is a want for Finding Nemo sequel that they have been developing. We'll take a look at that. We'll also take a look at Paul Thomas Anderson's latest film, The Master, with Joaquin Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman. We also have Josh Radnor following up last year's Happy Thank You More Please with Liberal Arts. Anything else? Trying to look to see. I think that's it. I think it's just Liberal Arts, The Master, Finding Nemo, Resident Evil Retribution. Four films overall to take a look at. At least it'll be better than this week's, because, yeah, this week's movies that was tough. That was tough for me to get through. So, with all of that said, thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and do me the honors of hitting that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification button. Also, don't forget to check out our playlist, and don't forget to check out the last episode we did. With all that said, whether it's in the past, the present, or the future, I will see you at the movies. Take care.